Oh. Jenna was just pontificating on something.
Me? Jenna says she uses "we" all the time when talking about sports teams.
No,
she's like we.
No,
I think it's the best.
No.
Matching.
Hi. Welcome. We are. Look at that.
Didn't get the memo.
I went with blue this week.
You go with blue every week. Welcome. It reminds me of She's the Man. Welcome to.
Oh, is that one of the 800 movies where
yes,
it was like
Melody, our producer, just said yes. Thank you, Melody. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a great movie.
I hope this table makes it.
Well, there's that. That's exciting.
Yeah, just let it go.
Let us know where you're watching from tonight on the YouTube page, please.
And if you're in Europe,
yes,
we're coming over.
Or if you're going, let us know.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I still have so much packing to do. Did you get any of those outlet
No, we need
adapters?
some of those, though.
I need to get those. Where do you get those?
I need one. Like
the store.
The store has them. The store has them.
This is
now,
the
you know what I did notice?
This is the content you come here
The
for.
last time I was
I meant like Walmart or like.
There's a lot of USB ports, which is good, because then you don't need it.
I mean, but like my hair dryer and stuff.
Oh, no, that.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them have
you know, the same one you use.
A lot of them have hair dryers like built in, so you won't have to bring it around.
I know, but I need a straightener. And...
Oh, God, there's so much drama.
Okay, thank you, Melody.
Target is the
as
word.
well. Okay.
That's what we're talking about
All right, we're going
tonight.
to take a quick break. Join us in a moment.
Buffalo Plus, your interactive look at the week in football, brought to you by Connors and Ferris.
If you need to be motivated for a game like this, check your pulse, or maybe consider a career adjustment. So very, very difficult challenge that I think our players are pumped for, because you sign up to play the best, and I think they fit that.
Mike McDaniel talking about this Bills-Dolphins matchup. Welcome to Buffalo Plus, presented by Connors and Ferris. Mike Catalana, Dan Fetes, I am Jenna Cottrell. All right, a divisional game. We know what is at stake in this one. Week 4, but this cannot be understated, what this means in terms of the standings. Obviously, a very hot Miami team coming into this game as well. Mike, what do you make of where both teams are at?
I love it. I love this game. I love the matchup. I love the differences between the teams.
Yeah.
I love that it's Bills and Dolphins and are real rivals again, that it's back. I like the way McDaniel talks. They have confidence. They should. But the Bills' confidence is a little quieter this week in a positive way. I'm looking forward to this. But in a lot of ways, Dan, the game, even though week 4, it's a little bigger to the Bills than it is to the Dolphins. 1, they're at home, and 2, that Jets loss is sitting there.
Yeah, and if you're wondering, the Dolphins just scored another touchdown against Denver. They didn't really put up much of a fight. And I think that's part of what goes into this game is that 70 points.
Yeah.
Like 70 points. It gets everybody's attention, and it's almost disrespectful to not address it. And the Bills this week, I feel like, have been very overly complimentary of the Dolphins team. It's mutual respect. It's the magnitude of this game. We disagree because you're happy that it's a Sunday 1 o'clock game. I feel like this has Monday night, Sunday night vibes.
The only reason I say I'm happy that it's Sunday at 1 is because this game usually would have gotten taken by one of the networks, but it's too early in the year. I just think because it's going to be 75 and sunny in Orchard Park.
Because she's filming it.
Weather is not an issue. It's old school. It's old school Bills Dolphins Sunday at 1. Marino and Kelly. I mean, that's what it is.
It's reminiscent of that. And I think you talked, Dan, about the Dolphins scoring 70 points. It just grabs your attention. And you're right, all this week in Orchard Park, it was, did you see that? I can't believe it. The reaction from the team talking about and pubbing up this Miami team, because we know what they bring coming into this game. And we've talked so much about, you know, what the Bills have in terms of weapons. But when you look at this Dolphins team, it's crazy.
Yeah, Sean McDermott talked about facing this Dolphins team before the plane left D.C. to get back to Orchard Park. The 24-hour rule of celebrating a victory was out the window. They were already reviewing. They knew how well this is. And we asked Sean McDermott, how do you prepare for the speed and how fast this Dolphins offense is? His answer, creative.
Yeah, if you can get a couple Usain Bolts, and we'll bring them in tell Brandon we'll bring him in for a week and run scout team with about 3 or 4 of those guys. I think that gives us a good look right there. I mean, they're all as advertised. I mean, they're explosive. Anybody that touches the ball can score. Coach McDowell does a great job of just moving guys around, creating different styles of offense. It's a handful.
Yeah, it is going to be a handful, sure, because it's not just Tyreek. It's Jalen Waddle's expected to be back off his concussion. They didn't have Waddle and scored 70. And then you have Mostert and Achane. And it's speed on top of speed on top of speed.
Yeah, when you look at Waddle, he's the guy that's hurt the Bills in Miami.
Correct.
Maybe more than Tyreek Hill, though Hill's off to a great start. And he's considered one of the 10 fastest players in the league. And I think he's the 4th fastest guy on the Dolphins offense. That's not kidding. I think he is.
Yeah, it's insane to look at. But let's talk about this Bills team, Mike, because what does this team need to do? Obviously, Allen and the Bills back to practicing this week. They have a lot of confidence, I feel like, coming off of that Commanders win. It wasn't an explosive, offensive game, but at the same point, I think this team has steadily been building. What have you seen?
Look, I think they are playing with a level of composure that they did not have in that first game against the Jets.
They did not know.
It was the opposite of what you wanted when they played against the Jets. But they have played, to quote the coach, complimentary football. Defense has been great. Even the special teams have come around a little bit after a rough start. And the offense has been efficient and spectacular in spots. They've been really good up to this point.
They have been. And we even talked to Josh Allen this week just about we talked about how are you guys going to maximize your time on the field, and especially with an offensive group coming in that scored so many points. And he was his answer was interesting about what that means for him and his team heading in.
It forces you to be more prepared, to go out there and have better practices and be more locked in on the details. Obviously, that offense is playing at a high level. Everybody knows that, right? So for us, it's the same mentality that every time we get the ball, we want to go score. Whether it's we're playing them or anybody else in the league, every time we get on that field, it's our job as an offense to put the ball in the end zone.
Dan, it gets your attention, what Allen is saying. At the same point, too, that point of you have to score touchdowns. You have to be efficient in the red zone. That's huge.
We asked Sean, how do you try and slow down the Dolphins' defense? And he said you have to be fundamentally sound and not get too caught up in everything. The offense has to be the same way. Yeah. The offense can't sit there and go, we need to score 30 points on this first drive.
Yeah.
It's going to be, you may have to punt, and it'll be okay. But it's a long game, and it's sustaining drives. I think that's another way of keeping this Miami offense at bay. The Bills have been really good, had some really long drives the last few games. That'll help.
Yeah, I don't think you can overreact to how good. Miami is a really good offense. I think the score this past week has elevated that a little bit. They're a fast break offense. They get the ball out. Guys can break tackles, and guys certainly can run past people. And you need to be smart and aggressive, but you can't be reckless in that. Like you do not, you're not going to score every time you have the ball. You need points. It's not a field position game. I don't think of it as in terms of like get an extra 15 yards and punt the ball, like in those cases. But it's also where you can't get your mindset to being like, we have to score a touchdown every time we have the ball. Because the Bills' defense is too good for that.
Correct.
The defense is good enough.
I think it's minimizing mistakes and then also maximizing the opportunities that you do have. This game is going to come down to who, in my opinion, makes the least amount of mistakes in this game. But at the same point, that is something where we've seen Josh have some of those turnovers, and that's cost the team a game at this point against the Jets. Allen playing a little bit more sustained, a little bit more calm, I would say.
Yeah, but no,
take your shots when you need to.
Yeah, you don't need to be crazy.
It's like
let
you,
the
Dan.
leash go a little bit with Allen. We're going to see a couple. No. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. A couple.
We're going to see a couple of those.
We don't need that all of the time because we know how big of a game this is for this team.
Let Chef Allen cook.
Yeah, well, he will. You know he will.
Yeah,
My point is, you're going out there. Look, Denver's terrible, and they couldn't compete with them.
Correct.
And Miami just kept scoring. But Miami has a great offense. Bill's defense is legit.
Yeah.
And they are. That doesn't mean they're stopping Miami.
Yeah.
Because you'll see, I got both these teams in the 30s when this is done. But I will tell you this. I've been thinking about it. A key for the Bills offense, get the ball to Stephon Diggs.
How about that?
What about that?
Really?
Yeah, here's Steph about the matchup.
It's always a big game, and for us, it's always it's a division game. They say they only count as one, but they kind of count as two, especially if you win the first one. Last year they beat us the first time. We lost to a couple teams in our division the first time, and it's just like I'm saying, you learn a lot from those losses. You know what I'm saying? So it's a big game each and every game, but I look at it as, this is the same team that we play. They're good. That's a good football team, and they're borderline playing some crazy, putting up crazy points and all that good stuff. So it's going to be a challenge for us, and I really look forward to it.
Yeah, and back to the point about it being like two games. It really is, because it's in the division, and that's why I mentioned that Jets loss. Last year, they were able to overcome the loss to the Jets. They split with the Dolphins and ended up winning the division, which is great, but you don't want to give away another one in the division.
It's huge. I know it's week 4, but this is a huge
matchup.
Is. All right, coming up after the break, we're going to take a look at some of the other stars on this Miami team. Be sure to check it out. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Hello.
So you go to Target.
You go to Target.
And get the...
go to the store.
Yeah, go to the store. Yeah, we need the plugs for over there. And, yeah.
The adapters.
Yeah. And if you're a Bills fan anywhere and you're going over there, let us know.
Yeah.
I'd be curious as to who's going. There's people, a lot of people. 8 years ago, I went when the Bills played the Jags.
British Toby.
And British Toby went with me, one of our coworkers. And it was very different then. The Bills were popular, but not. Yeah. They were popular because they were an NFL team. I mean, they had Tyrod Taylor and EJ, and then EJ ended up playing because Taylor was hurt. There was a lot of fans from all over the place. There's a lot of Bills fans around the, I have to say, around the world now.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be in, so it'll be fun.
I just want Dan to say a comment.
Yeah, you want to keep going?
No, go ahead.
Matt Cap talked about Buffalo's defense is going to go off, bringing quarterback pressure and creating turnovers. It is very tough to pressure Tua. He gets rid of the ball so quickly. That's the way it seemed up. They don't have a great offensive line, but they have a really good play caller in Mike McDaniel to scheme around it. I think he's only been sacked once.
Yes.
Is some of it. And Rick Rarick.
Yeah.
Rarick. Yeah. Made a comment. He goes, I would not be surprised if Elam is active this week. We've seen this a lot. I think it would be very unwise. If you're not good enough to be on the active roster against bad offensive teams, why are you suddenly good enough to play against maybe the most explosive offense?
But maybe your skill set is better matched.
That's what I was going to say.
It's a matchup.
So your skills...
It's a match. Okay, we're going to...
Your skills gets better against good teams, but not...
Is he talking good and bad? Oh, God. And you wanted me to stop for that?
All right, welcome back to Buffalo Plus, presented by Connors and Ferris. All right, gentlemen, let's talk about this Dolphins offense, because, yes, they put up 70 points last week, and it turns out they're pretty good, huh,
Yeah,
Mike?
they are. And look, Mike McDaniel knows what he's doing. He knows how to run this offense. He is a very bright play caller. I will, again, take my shot at Kyle Shanahan and the Niners, because we always hear he's this genius. Well, watch this guy scheme up plays. And I know he has speed and he has talent, but guys are running open. And it's not all just due to the speed. It is a great scheme. He knows how to hide the plays. He knows how to get to the same place with different formations. He really does a good job. And you know who loves it? His quarterback, Tua.
With our plays, I mean, our plays allow me to be able to find the open read quick and distribute the ball. You know, it throws off the timing of the rushers, and it also helps our guys up front. But like that's just also a tremendous effort from our guys up front. You know, being sacked really only once in 3 games.
I sense a different level of confidence in Tua.
Definitely.
Not just on the field, because the way he's moving the ball, like the little backhanded, you know, look the other way toss, but even in his public comments. Like Will Manso, you're going to hear from him a little while ago, said, Tua's feeling pretty good about himself. He knows he's a good player. He shut out the noise, and I think McDaniel has been a big part of that.
The organization is now behind Tua, and that is a big thing.
Though.
We saw it with Allen, too, that they were going to build around him and kind of give him the wheel. We disagreed on the Buffalo Plus podcast. It's up now. You can watch the YouTube channel. how good Tua is. I think, and Jen, there was a comment that just said, Tua's a great point guard. And right now he's got the Golden
Great
State
comment.
Warriors around him. And I could throw for 200 yards with Waddle and Hill and these guys. I played flag football at intramurals at Fredonia. I was pretty good. So I think that's part of it too, where even he talked about it too. It's great schemes. It's the play caller. He's not necessarily threading the needle all that much. Guys are wide open because of the scheme.
I think both things can be true.
Yes.
You can have very, very
but that's
talented.
a bad take.
It's also
It's a boring take.
It's less about the small windows, more about the timing. He
Yeah.
is so good.
Yes.
Fair.
And you watch him. He looks off, and you think it's one read.
It's a lot of one read.
All right, well, let's talk about the run game, though.
Yeah.
Because that's another part of this
Oh, Stan,
offense.
you love talking about the run game.
Yeah.
Not talking about
Pass.
All right, well then, Mike.
Yeah.
There's a lot of speed.
Yeah, Mostert can fly. He can fly. That guy's been bounced around the league a little bit, and all he does is seem to make big plays. And, you know, when you watch him, you say to yourself, in this offense, Jenna, things open up for him, and he makes the big plays for them.
He does. And then you have Devon Achane,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who has also been. I mean,
And he really came out of nowhere.
He did. He was
Because
injured during the
in camp.
preseason.
Yep.
And then last week had 4 touchdowns.
so did Mostert.
This running game also pairs so well. We talk about complementary football, show me late.
Yeah.
A lot of this pre-snap motion, all of those things, gets everybody looking somewhere of, okay, where's he going? And then the running game is really
Yeah.
good. And
Yeah.
like I said, you think about what McDaniel does is this revolutionary offensive scheme. That's Sean McDermott's words. It's also smash mouth football too.
Yeah, but I would say Mostert is a system running back, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Who is that guy? You love the hot takes.
Me? Never.
Well, did Tyreek Hill have a hot take?
Yeah, obviously, the Dolphins are coming into town, and we know that big game. Mike will be there.
Yeah.
We'll all be there.
Right?
Tyreek was asked about facing off against Bills Mafia, and he had this to say.
I just feel like it's not any different from any away game. You know, they got a great team. Feel like the fan base is just like any other fan base. So it's going to be just like a normal environment, you know, to us. But true ball players, true ballers, they're going to go in there unfazed and make plays and do what we've been doing all year.
I feel like Bills Mafia is going to take it like Michael Jordan, and I took that personally.
Yeah.
Now, he is wrong on one part and right on the other. I don't think Bills Mafia, there's certain fan bases that just get after it. And the Bills are one of those,
Yeah.
and everybody's close. The other is players make plays. That guy makes plays.
Oh,
I mean,
1,000%.
I don't
Yeah.
think he's going to be phased one bit on a 75-degree day in Orchard Park about the fans. Doesn't mean you can't yell at them, and I know you will.
Yeah.
But to say it's like any other place, that's probably not
you know
true.
that's not going to.
No, but it's not that big a deal, right?
What is, I mean, you talked to Will Manso,
Yeah.
and we're going to have what he had to say coming up, but what do you think it has been like covering a team like this?
Yeah,
like this Dolphins team?
It's fascinating because I really do think because of Tua. Things have been up and down. There's been some fans who wanted to bail, then the injuries, and then the inconsistent play. Remember he was benched for Fitz at that point? He
Yeah.
got benched a couple of times. But I asked Will, and every year we have him on, I ask him, what's the temperature of the Miami fan base right now in this team? Temperature's high.
We're 3-0 last year, and they're 3-0 this year. But this year feels completely different because number one is you have a full year of body of work under Mike McDaniel. You saw they went through the ups and downs, the 2 injuries last year. They rebounded to make the playoffs. And as we talked about, they had that close game. Tua goes through everything. They come back, and they're this machine on offense. So I think fans right now are probably the highest level of confidence I've ever seen from a Dolphin all the years I've covered. So I would say, Mike, it's the highest it's ever been. But it is only week 3, and a visit to Buffalo can humble the best of them really quick. So I think people are at the same time are saying, let's see how we feel come Sunday at 4:30.
Yeah, I think he stopped short of, he used to say, people would say, same old Dolphins. They're not there yet, even if the Bills were to win this game.
Yeah.
Because this is a good team.
Yeah.
And they're going to be around all year.
No, it's very true. All right, we're going to take a quick break, but coming up after that, we're going to talk about Josh Allen seeing his old friend Christian Wilkins and their camaraderie they have. We'll talk about it after the break. Dan, any good comments?
Any comments? I want to hear comments.
Well, they were talking about like where to get the outlets. No,
Oh.
I'm just totally kidding.
Oh.
How
Okay.
concerned
Melody, producer
should
Melody.
fans be about Poyer not practicing yesterday or
think that's a
today?
fair-
As of Thursday, I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
He's
Very-
going to play.
I agree.
The guy plays through everything.
And unreal, yeah.
The question is he going to be feeling good?
Okay, and we also got another comment from Greg Wendell. Gabe Davis must step up in this game. I agree, they're going to need to score points. But he also said we also need Elam on the field, needs speed at cornerback. I will be stunned.
Stunned?
Stunned.
I was going to go with shocked.
I would be stunned.
Should we make a wager?
Cup of coffee?
90 minutes before.
Cup of coffee?
We'll know. What does that mean?
Yeah, what?
Company's going to pay for it anyhow.
Just saying.
You're gonna be in the
I
press
just don't.
box.
Also, like for all of this, like physicality, that like this thing of what people want Kyer to be and what they imagine him to be, he is not.
He was pretty good against Miami last year,
He
late in the
was.
year, right?
He was.
It's okay.
Okay. He's feeling good. It is something that he's been inactive for 3 weeks.
Yes, that is true.
So that
also
would
very
play
handsy.
into
He's
that
also,
would
like,
play into
Very
him not
physical.
playing.
Very physical.
But penalties will also hurt a defense.
Yeah,
and he got
I hear you.
a lot
I
of
don't know
penalties.
if I think he'll play, but I can see how you could make the
Yeah,
argument.
she's had you. He didn't play a minute ago.
Take away to his first
Active
read.
and playing are different. What's wrong?
Oh, here.
Did you lose something?
Cable. No, it's just the cable fell down.
Can you buy Buffalo Plus gear in the U.S.?
Yes.
Colin
and
Stewart.
We'll take a quick break. All right, welcome back to the show. Of course, these two teams are divisional rivals, but Dan, it goes a little further than that, hey?
Yeah, there are rivals just on the opposing team. It's not just the teams, it's the players too, especially if you didn't know, Josh Allen and Christian Wilkins specifically have quite a bit of history, and you can see some of the images here. They've been accused, Wilkins has been accused of, how do I say this politely? Grabbing Josh? Inappropriately grabbing him. We'll go with that. They go back and forth, and this week, both of them were asked about one another, and it started with Wilkins on Tuesday having this to say about the Bills quarterback.
Josh Allen seemed to have some battles throughout the year. What is it about him?
That's my guy, man. I love Josh, man. We're cool. We're tight.
Are you guys tight? You guys love going up against each other?
Yeah, I do love playing against him. In terms of tightness, we don't really talk all that much.
He's a heck of a competitor. Love playing against him. He definitely brings the best out of you.
But I do respect his game. He's got a lot of juice. He's a big driving factor in that team for the success that they've had in the time that he's been there. But yeah, big fan of his game, and obviously we get a little chippy, but that's, again, part of the game.
I just loved it, like the way that there is that mutual respect. Both players
definitely.
dominant at their position. But it's almost like Josh couldn't even get himself to joke around that they're buddies or that they're even friends at any level. They were chirping. He was the one that waving off to him back in 2021. There will be more. They got into it at the end of the playoff game after an interception. They were pushing and shoving. That is something I will be watching intently from the press box.
Plus,
good word.
come on. It's kind of weird with Wilkins. Like that stuff. Like there's things that go on.
You can search it and also go back to his college days. He's kind of
that's his thing. I guess.
Hey, his thing.
Yeah.
It'll be something that I think Bills fans will be watching. Josh, Josh loves to talk as well, so that's something that.
And Dan made him laugh.
And Dan
I got
made
him.
him
Funny
laugh.
guy.
Got him.
Yeah.
Funny guy.
Good
Funny guy.
All right, talking about this matchup, we've talked a lot about Allen as well as Tua, and I asked our great sponsor, Greg Connors, about those two quarterbacks and what he makes of this matchup heading into Sunday.
You give Josh the play design that Tua's had, and Dorsey, I think, is evolving. Year two, third game, saw a little evolution even from week one. So let them talk about Tua. Let them focus on all those guys, and let Josh just kind of build the momentum, get things going, get his confidence up, and then crescendo come December.
I think he makes a good point about like where the Bills team is at. There's room for growth. Whereas this Miami team, it feels like, they want the playoffs to start tomorrow.
Yeah. Offensively.
Offensively,
Yeah.
yes, we'll put it
And
that
Vic
way.
Fangio on defense, they have talent there that needs to come around a little bit. But, hey, when you score 70, you know, you don't worry about anything else.
A lot,
Yeah.
certainly. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up after that, though, our picks and predictions for Sunday. The Bills are feeling good. You're getting fined.
Oh, no. Yeah. Who's getting fined?
Him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're getting fined.
Demo32 says Josh better wear a coat.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah. I mean, look, the NFL is a violent game, and there are times in a pile, like somebody's punching, whatever. But Wilkins won his anyhow.
Ian Gallagher, friend of the program,
Oh, nice.
said I was, quote, pretty good at quarterback in flag football. He was on the team.
Oh,
Thanks,
how
thanks
much
for the
did you
support.
pay Ian?
Nope, I'm just saying.
How much did you pay Ian?
Not much. Mario Pirastru.
Oh,
It's
I'm
so
sure
funny
you
that
screwed
you-
that up so bad.
Pirastru?
No, I'm
No,
just
just in
assuming.
general.
Yeah.
Just you reading.
Can you give me a shout out? It's my birthday. Go Bills.
Oh.
So happy
Hey,
birthday,
happy
Mario.
birthday.
Hi, Mario.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Elam is inactive because he's the number 4 corner. He'll be a healthy scratch this week and every week until injuries occur. I agree,
I
Brian.
think
you?
you're probably right.
Is
Nope.
that you?
Nope.
That wrote that?
Nope.
No. Flag football hero here, huh?
Seriously.
Right hand or
Silent
left hand? How did you
Dan
throw?
Right-handed.
Lefty?
Right-handed.
Oh, okay.
Right-handed?
You might throw.
You weren't lefty?
No. Bat lefty.
Golf
throw righty.
lefty.
Golf lefty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Explains a lot.
Somebody saying, Dan, pretty sure Benford has gotten flagged so far in Sauce's handsy. Should he be benched? I don't think so.
Oh.
It's timing. It's a whole body of work. And that's why I just think that.
Wow.
What?
No, that's like, that was
Is that a
impressed.
profound thing? About
Yeah,
me? Like,
very good.
You said
Dan
intent?
made a comprehensive point. Like, Jen almost fell over. And to finish, I just think it's a whole body of work with Elam. It's not just he's fast. They're playing a fast team, so you plug him in. BuffaloPlusStore.com for merch.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the show. Gentlemen, what a game on Sunday.
Yeah.
Dan, I'll want to start with you. What is your take on this matchup?
All week, I have been on the Dolphins, coming off of that win. And I think a lot of people are understandably so. They won, they're 3-0. They scored 70 points. And then I took a second, and then I remembered. It is Josh Allen playing the Miami Dolphins. And I'll just throw some stats for you. He's played against them 11 times. He has 9 wins. He has 34 total touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He is averaging 276 yards passing against them, and the Bills have averaged 33 points. The Bills are going to win this game because this is what the Bills do against the Miami Dolphins. I think it's a close game, but I think for the first time, Sean McDermott is tested as a defensive coordinator and doesn't break. You can bend, but don't break. I think Josh Allen just loves playing this Dolphins team. And there's more history behind this. Teams that have scored 60-plus points, it's happened 7 times. Those teams are 1-6 the following week.
The following week.
Wow.
I did see that stat.
It's
Honestly,
there's a lot of history that is on the Bills' side here to get the win. They're favored in this spot. I just think there's a lot of hype around the Dolphins. Bills give them a little slice of humble pie.
I agree. I honestly, everything that you said, which
Wow.
I never say that, but I also, all week I was like, I'm feeling the Dolphins, and it was that, recency bias.
Yeah.
Them putting up 70 points, all of these things going into it. But I think when you look at this matchup, obviously the offense on the Dolphins side is so talented. They are so fast. They are all these things. But I love the Bills in this spot. When people think that they can't play, I know they're favored by Vegas, but when a lot of people are discounting them, I know the Bills love to be in that position. I think Josh Allen has dominated the Dolphins. I think we're going to see a calm, collected, and also competitive Allen. He's going to make some spectacular throws. That's what he does. But I think the Bills are able to come out on top on this one. 35-32, I have Buffalo winning. And I think it's going to be one of those track meets that we've been waiting to see.
Yeah, I think you guys made great points, especially about how Josh is. We've talked about how he is against the Jets. For some reason, they have his number.
Yeah.
Dan just highlighted it. Against Miami, he gets things done. And yes, they did just score 70. Their other game, they hung in with New England, was hanging in for a while, and then they went in the shootout back and forth with the Chargers. My point is reverse those games in any other order. If you aren't coming off the 70-point game. I think that's why we all felt that way coming in.
Yeah.
I was on Miami, too, the whole week. This is not a homer pick for the Bills in any way. I just think at home, they need it more than the Dolphins. Even though Miami wants this one badly, I've got the Bills winning it in a shootout, 34-31.
Here's a crazy stat for you, too. Miami is the 12th team in the last 20 years to be 3-0 and 3-0 against the spread, to be an underdog in Week 4. Those teams, the following week, went 2-9.
Wow, that's considerable.
Dan's best bets.
Well, I was just saying. All right, thank you so much for joining us. As a reminder, be sure to check out the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel for Mike Catalana and Dan Fetes. I am Jenna Cottrell. Thank you for watching us on Buffalo Plus.